Hey, we are doing another budget breakdown today. For those that don't know what that is, you can submit your personal budget, your family's budget to us, and we will analyze it as if it were us, changes we would make, things we might do different to help you win with your money. Of course, it is completely anonymous. We don't talk names at all, even though we do talk specific numbers. Sometimes it's nice to have an outside set of eyes.
Yeah.
With no emotion involved.
You took the words out of my mouth.
It's like I've done this before. So it's just a fresh pair of eyes with no emotion in the situation, and we're just talking numbers, not emotions.
Right. From our perspective with our experience in the background.
True. So if you are not familiar with us, Dave and I have been married for 20 years. We have lived on a very tight income. We have done a debt-free journey while raising 4 children with a 1-income household.
Yeah. And these are just going to be our best guess ideas. There's probably other ideas out there that in many cases might be better than ours. I don't know. This is just us trying our best.
You know, what's interesting about money and personal finance is everyone's goals are a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants to handle it a little different. So if this happens to be your budget today and you don't want to do it the way we said, well, you don't have to. You can do whatever it is that you want. But if it were like my sister or my friend and they asked for my help, this is what I would say.
Yeah.
If you would like to submit your budget, you can either submit via my website. It shoots me an email. You can do Instagram DMs. This is what we need from you. Income and full list of expenses along with debt and goals. It's really helpful to know family dynamics, how many kids, what area of the country that you live, but I really need specifics. And you will see why that matters as we dive into today's budget. If I haven't said before, my name is Christine. Welcome to the Frugal Fit Mom podcast. You can listen anywhere you listen to podcasts. And if you haven't given us a subscription, is that what it is? What is it called?
Like, subscribe, all the things.
Like it, review it,
Yep.
Tell your friends. It really helps out the podcast. It's pretty new. Okay, let's dive into today's family.
Wait.
I got it. Now you're ready.
Head on backward. This is, we're in business now.
He's got the backward hat on. We're good to go.
Okay.
Let's break down the family real quick. It's a husband and wife, stay-at-home mom of I don't know how many kids. There's at least one that's school age.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Okay.
Okay? So you see where we're beginning, and I don't even know how many kids we're talking
Sure.
about. So that can be quite challenging. I also don't know what field they're in, and I don't know where they live.
Okay.
Which makes it a little harder to give advice because we don't know the demographic, the cost of living in their area. However, here's what I do know. The husband brings home $2,800 a month. Now, I realize that sounds very low. That sounds like $34,000 a year salary.
Probably pretty close. I was going to say, that sounds like my first job.
That's more than your first job by a lot.
Okay.
So no, not quite.
With inflation.
With inflation, it's your first job. Anyway, as I was looking at this income, I'm like, wow, this is the glaring issue. We need to have a 5-year plan on career building so we can take that $35,000 and push it to 70 and push it to 100. And I am telling you right now that that is possible.
Okay.
Just want to say, like, increasing your income, always possible, always.
Do we know for sure this is U.S.?
Yes, I am for sure that this is U.S. because here's what comes out of his paycheck before he gets it.
Okay.
Taxes, an HSA, which he funds at $625 a month. Wow, that is very high.
Yeah.
Okay. He also puts 15% of his income into a 401k, which is matched by his job.
Okay.
Fantastic. That's a huge chunk of money, as well as I wrote life insurance on the board. I meant to write health insurance.
Gotcha.
Okay. So that's incorrect. That should be health insurance. Oh, I just wrote insurance.
You did.
I can't read.
It's okay.
I'm looking at that backwards.
So this is the take home after all that.
After all those come out, the take home is $2,800 a month. So
Okay.
I suspect his salary is higher than 35 because there are huge numbers coming out of this before he brings it home.
Okay. Yeah.
So I would guess he's closer to 50.
Yeah.
Would you guess?
Yeah, I would say so.
Maybe a little more, but I'm still going to say we could still do a career growth trajectory here. Based on the profile picture, they looked fairly young, which is great because people tend to make the most in their career when they're about 50.
Right.
So if he's 30 or 35, he's just going to make more,
Right.
which is good. Let's jump to her income. She makes $500 a month teaching 2 days a week online. She's going to quit that in a few months. And we'll circle back to that.
Okay.
She is planning on homeschooling the school-age child.
All right. Got it.
Again, I don't know if there's other kids.
Okay.
Okay. Let's just do a quick run through of their monthly expenses and then talk about the major glaring issues I see and also why more info is helpful.
Okay.
So real quick, land.
They purchased land and they're making a payment.
Correct. So you can consider that their mortgage. Their house is paid off that's on the land. They're just paying off the land.
Okay.
Interesting, right? So they do have a balance on this. It's $600 a month. It's like a mortgage, so treat it like a mortgage.
Okay.
Okay, groceries, $400 a month. They also said and supplies. Groceries and supplies.
That's probably her household supplies, household cleaning products.
They also have some animals. Chickens, some dogs. You got feed. Okay, so that all goes in there.
Gotcha.
Life insurance, $340 a month. We'll come back to that. Gas for driving around, $300 a month. I don't think that's horrible. It sounds to me like they live rural farm.
It sounds that way.
And she has to like drive into town to do the groceries and drive all the way back out.
Well, he probably commutes to work.
And he commutes to work. So that's not horrible to me. Electric bill, $150, fine. Car insurance, $144. House insurance, $114. Water bill, $34. Cell phone, $40. Subscriptions, $30. Christmas savings, $50. So our basic numbers at this point is their expenses are adding up to $2,202 and their take home is $3,300. This is $1,100 in excess, which I suspect this is a fantasy budget.
Oh, why do you think that?
Well, they are missing some basic things. Where's clothing, kids' activities, entertainment, eating out. Did I see internet?
No.
I swore she gave me internet and I forgot to write it on here, but it was low, whatever it was, like 30 or 40. It was low.
Okay.
Okay. So that doesn't eat into it too much. Another piece of information is she does have a credit card that she's paying off.
Oh, so we don't know how much more debt they have.
I don't know what is owed on the credit card. I don't know what the payment is. I don't know what the interest rate is. That's where her $500 a month is going.
Okay.
Okay, so you can just assume that's gone. So instead of $1,100 a month extra, we're now down to $600 a month extra. But let's say one of your cows has a baby and needs a vet to come out. Like, I don't know how that works. I don't own farm animals.
Sure.
But one bill, one dishwasher explosion, and their $600 extra a month goes away.
Did she give you goals?
Goals for this family include creating a savings account for emergencies, as currently there is zero.
Okay. Zero savings.
Zero savings. Also, this $500 a month is going towards paying off the credit card. By the time she quits the job, that will be gone. However, she's concerned about how they're going to make it.
When she quits teaching online.
When she quits teaching, what other opportunities could there possibly be that she could do while also homeschooling her kid?
Selling plasma. Sorry, that's what all the college kids around here do.
They do indeed sell plasma. They also clean houses. We have some friends, he just lost his job.
Right.
He's he's not 50. He's 47.
I was going to say, if he's 50, I'm getting really close to 50.
He's not 50. I think he's 47. He just got laid off. It was like that day, like pack your things and go.
He might be 48.
That's irrelevant to this story.
He knows how old he is.
Here's what they did. The second he lost his job, they put their car on Turo.
Right.
Which is like Airbnb for cars. Okay, so you can put your vehicle on Turo for your area. They made like $300 in a week. They just went and dropped it off and then left it.
Yeah.
And if she's at home with the kid doing the homeschool thing, like you don't need the two cars for a week. You could just see. You don't have to accept it. It's a lot like Airbnb. That's an option.
Absolutely. That's like just find different ways to throw little pockets of money in there.
Same family. He decided to drive for Uber. He made like several $1,000s in a week.
Did he really?
Driving for Uber. Yes. He was just like, what else am I going to do? Don't have a job, going to go drive for Uber.
Great.
Like maybe he does that on the weekends. Maybe she does that on the weekends. I don't know. It's an option. I'm throwing it out there.
Yeah, it may not be a long-term option, but we're looking for a Band-Aid until we get the career back online.
Right, exactly. So those are just some I've heard about this week that I thought were interesting.
Okay.
I want to talk about the life insurance.
Yeah.
At $340 a month. This is a combo of term and whole life.
Oh.
So I took it was not a class. It was a sales pitch by a whole life insurance salesman. And he spun the whole life insurance in a way that made sense.
Right.
What I learned later is if you buy term insurance, let's say 20 years, I'm 41. I pay my $40 a month for my term insurance. Okay, so what are they paying? $340. Okay, let's take the $340. So instead of $340, I pay $40 for 20 years. I take the other $300 and I invest it myself in my own IRA, in mutual funds, whatever. I'm going to have so much more money than their $50,000 policy at the end. By the time I'm 61, my $300 a month I invested for 20 years is now $1 million.
Right.
You can do whatever you want, I will say that. But when you look at the numbers, whole life insurance never makes sense. Term life insurance makes sense. So I would recommend cutting this to term life insurance, a 20-year policy on him and her with a high number. Do $1 million on each. Like whatever, I don't care. And it's gonna be less than $100. They have now saved $240 a month to throw into an emergency fund.
Yep. They're young enough, I would not do that.
Term life insurance is so ridiculously cheap. It's so cheap.
Now we're gonna get all of the life insurance salesmen to like
They will
badmouth us in the comments.
It'll be very angry.
So just beware if you see anybody badmouth us in the comments.
They're selling it. They're the ones that are selling it to you.
Everybody that we've talked to has told us the same thing. A lot of the salesmen, insurance people that we've known.
And then they leave.
They say, just get term to get you through until you have enough in your own savings and retirement accounts to cover you more so than what you would have.
Here's what's interesting about term life insurance. You can cancel it and add a new one at any time. So we got you one when you were 27. We got a 20 year, so it's 27 to 47. But when you were 35, we got another 20 year from 35 to 55 and canceled the first one.
Right.
And it was cheaper. Like it just keeps getting cheaper and cheaper. And we put more on it.
And I was worth...
You're worth more dead than alive.
You are stealing all of my lines.
You know, after you've been married a certain amount of time, you turn into the same person. We look the same. We talk the same.
I know I'm worth more dead than alive. I always have. Okay. So that's a quick way to save them an extra $240.
$240.
Put that back into your savings. Here's what I'm noticing. The first thing you said to me is, this is a fake budget. And I was trying to figure out the reasons why. But if they have zero in savings right now, and we're seeing their $600 under budget every month, where's the extra $600 going?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's miscellaneous, it's kids' activities, it is clothing.
It's feed for the animals.
Feed for the cows, maybe. All kinds of stuff.
So we don't have a full story. This is a really hard budget to give a really great picture on. I'll just say, everything else I'm not seeing big problems.
No, everything else looks reasonable to me as far as expenses
go. The life
go.
insurance is the big one.
I agree. The life insurance is the big
and no savings. Like, if you guys are going to live... I love what they've been doing. They're obviously smart and doing some really cool things between the land and
the house is
being paid off. But why is there no savings like that?
Like, where is car maintenance in here?
Yeah.
Are you telling me the kids never go to a birthday party?
They don't have any any car payments?
No, like you have to replace a car at some point. You need car maintenance. You need car replacement savings. Travel? Nothing for travel. So let's go back up. I want to get their savings account bumped up as fast as possible. I would pause the HSA for 6 months.
Okay.
That's $625 a month plus the $240 a month from the life insurance, $865. That's $865 a month for 6 months. What does that get you? That's over $5,000. Dude, that's a killer start.
That's a nice emergency fund.
I would do that for 6 months. Like in 6 months' time, she's done with the other job. The credit card is paid off in theory, and we've got $5,000 in savings. We have a better handle on the life insurance, and you can start the HSA again. I would do that all day long. And then I would really pull credit card statements, bank statements, and get a real budget listed out because we're missing some things here.
So she's asking, the goal here is, how can I stop working this job?
No, she is stopping.
Well, the question is, how can we be okay with if I stop working this job? The first thing she's got to do is pay off this credit card.
She did say that this would be gone by the time she's done with this.
Okay.
I don't know that that's true, but that's all I have.
Okay, if she pays off her credit card, they could, right now, under these conditions, be okay.
I think so, yes, because that's what her job is doing. Yes.
I think that's the whole point of this story.
Okay.
If she wants to be a stay-at-home mom doing homeschool, as soon as she pays off this credit card, she's fine. They could totally do that.
Right.
But if they want to get ahead and build that savings, they've got to do other things. And it's got to be a combination of him making more money or earning something like getting a part-time side gig or her getting a side gig potentially. And I would say the little things like getting this life insurance fixed, that's the only thing I see on here.
Yeah, me too. The only thing. Here's another idea as far as a side hustle. If you have any computer skills at all, I know a lot of YouTubers that are looking for VAs, virtual assistants. They get project-based, they get paid hourly, like for a certain contracted amount of hours per week. I have a lot of friends that like have assistants, I have one, or that are looking for assistants for a little bit of help. You just need a couple hours, a couple extra bucks. You could do it at home. That's an option.
Yeah. So to sum up what I'm trying to say is they're doing so many good things right now already. They just need to do a few tweaks.
Yes.
And those tweaks will probably need to continue. Our tweaks, we're always making adjustments to our budget because life changes.
And your needs change.
Every few months.
Yes.
Needs change. Man, cars changed often for us over the last 10 years because our needs for cars with kids growing up into different ages has changed drastically.
Yeah, that was really shocking to me. Like the car needs, how quickly that changed, I'd say in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
It's always evolving. Yeah.
So be flexible. You're creating a budget, but it's really a set of guidelines.
It's more guidelines than rules is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's nice and easy.
I didn't say this before, but if you are interested in watching the video version, it is on YouTube at the Frugal Fit Mom podcast channel. And does Spotify also do video now? So that's an option as well. We do have all the numbers on a whiteboard. So if you want to look at it as we talk about the budget breakdowns, you can also do that. So far, I think I have 20 episodes total on the podcast. We have budget breakdowns like this, some Q&As. I've done some interviews with some amazing women. If you're interested in that, we've talked about parenting, a wide variety of topics for whatever your listening pleasure is.
Sweet.
That's going to be it for today.